haven't heard stories from me in a while, right? So, let me tell you the story of Halloween today. It's going to be spooky. Zoom in! Halloween was started by the Celts, who lived 2,000 years ago in an area which is now known as Ireland. The Celts celebrated their new year on the 1st of November, the day which marked the end of summer and the beginning of the dark, cold winter. They believed that the night before the new year, the ghost would come to the world of living and the boundaries between the two worlds would blur. Hence, to protect themselves, they celebrated the festival of Samhain on the 31st of October, modernly known as Halloween. They would wear costumes and light bonfires to ward off ghosts. The word Halloween means hallowed evening or holy evening. Holy because the Celtic priests would often make predictions about the future for the long and dark times that lay ahead. See, that's how Halloween started.
Hey, Dr. Binocs, why don't you tell them about us, the famous jack-o'-lanterns? Because we are the original jack-o'-lanterns, you pumphead!
Wait, let me tell them about the both of you. So, the Celtics often carved faces on turnips or potatoes to light the way to their homes for the good spirits to enter. Later, when the Irish immigrants entered America, they discovered the pumpkin to be the new face of Halloween.
How dare you! I'm the famous one, but I'm the original one. Don't you dare steal my thunder! Why are you even here, I wonder? Leave me! That's not your place!
Oh, no. Let me get them settled. But guys, see me next time for more fun facts. This is me zooming out. Hey guys, wait, chill.
Oh, what happened, little kitty? Why so scared? Well, are you sure it is a real ghost? In that case, let us see what science has to say about these paranormal entities and answer a spooky, creepy question. Are ghosts real? Zoom in! Every year as Halloween approaches, the question of ghost existence slowly creeps its way out like a dead body walking out of its grave in a horror film. These filmy ghosts can be as friendly as Casper or as menacing as Annabelle. And if you think many of these stories are based on actual events, then you aren't alone, as many cultures since the dawn of humanity have believed in spirits that survive death and live amongst us until their desires are fulfilled. And it is because of this core belief in ghosts' existence that people have tried to communicate with spirits since ancient times through various mediums like Ouija boards, crystal balls, and whatnot. Even in modern times, you'll find ghost hunting groups using high-tech technology to debunk this mystery. Typical equipment might include Geiger counters, electromagnetic field detectors, infrared cameras, and super-sensitive microphones. Most of these gadgets are used to detect any unexplained light, radiation, or noise in the environment where a potential ghost could be present. But the vital question is, what does science say about ghosts? Do experts approve of the evidence given by Ghostbusters? Well, the answer is nope. Despite the use of such high-tech gear, there are still no scientifically verified cases of ghost detection. Even all the videos floating around the internet turn out to be either staged or misinterpreted. I know what you are thinking. Then, what about the personal ghostly experiences you hear from people around you? Well, according to science, you can't always trust your eyes, ears, or brain, as they might be playing tricks on you. Yes, that is because your brain has a tough job of taking the tons of information coming from your 5 senses and working to make sense of this mess. And though our brain is good at understanding this task, however, it is so obsessed with it that it starts to find meaning even in meaningless things like seeing faces in unusual patterns or other figures in clouds. This phenomena is known as pareidolia. Not only that, I'm sure at times you felt your phone ring just to find no call or notification. Or a time you heard someone calling your name when no one was there. Such events are nothing but hallucinations, a false perception of sensory experiences. Some hallucinations can be normal, like hearing a phone ring, but more vivid ones, like often seeing ghostly creatures or deceased loved ones, may be a sign of a serious disorder. Another less worrying condition in which someone can hear or feel figures or creatures that aren't real is called sleep paralysis, which happens when the brain messes up the process of falling asleep or waking. So in conclusion, according to science, ghosts do not exist and are a result of experiences such as sleep paralysis, hallucinations, or pareidolia. But what do you think? Ghosts really don't exist, or we simply do not have the technology to detect them?
Trivia time!
Did you know a poll found that 46% of Americans say that they truly believe in ghosts? Also, the word ghost comes from an Old English word gust, which means spirit or soul. Hope you learned something new today. Until next time, it's me, Dr. Binocs, zooming out. Phew, never mind.
Hello, guys! Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween! Trick or treat!
Here you go! Friends, do you know the story of the jack-o'-lanterns? They are a huge part of Halloween.
But did you tell them about Halloween, Dr. Binocs?
Oh yes! They know that Halloween was started by the Celts 2,000 years ago as a festival called Samhain. And today, I'm going to tell them all about you. Come on, zoom in. There was once a man called Stingy Jack, who was a real miser and derived great pleasure out of tricking people and causing them harm. Once he invited the devil to have dinner with him, but didn't want to pay for it. He was a smart fellow and convinced the devil to turn into a coin that they could use to pay. Once the devil did so, Jack quickly kept the coin in his pocket next to a silver cross, which stopped the devil from changing back. Jack eventually freed the devil under the condition that the devil wouldn't bother him for a year. When the devil came back after a year, Jack tricked him again. Soon after that, Jack died. But the gods refused to take such a bad person in heaven, and the devil wouldn't let him be a part of hell either. He sent Jack off into the dark night with only a burning coal to light his way. Jack put the coal into a carved out turnip, which over the years has now become the pumpkin. And since then, on every Halloween night, he roams endlessly since his soul was stuck in between the two worlds. Trivia time! Did you know that people use trick or treat to save themselves from ghosts? Yes! It was believed that the real ghosts who would roam around in the night of Halloween would think of those disguised people as one of their own and stay away. So friends, happy Halloween! Come see me! Oh! Please don't hurt me!
We scared you.
Oh my! Yes, you did scare me! Anyways, this is me zooming out. Tune in next time for more fun facts.
Will the bloodthirsty vampire finally get the much-needed bathroom break after 125 years? Find out in the next thrilling episode of The Vampire's Diarrhea! What happened, little kitty? Why so scared?
Now I can't use the blue vampire with them.
Don't worry, little kitty. This is just a fictional TV show.
But vampire
Perhaps they exist, or perhaps they don't. However, one thing is certain. We will uncover the truth in today's episode as we tackle the burning question. Are vampires real? Zoom in. In the shadows of the night, where darkness and mystery intertwine, a pale figure emerges, fangs gleaming and eyes fuming with greedy hunger. It's none other than the legendary vampire, who in most stories is believed to be evil beings that come back from the dead to bite someone who then turns into a vampire. But frightening question is, where did this captivating folklore begin? Well, the roots of the earliest vampire legends can be traced back to ancient Mesopotamia, where stories of anthropomorphic, bird-footed, blood-drinking spirits called Lilitu or Lilith roam the night. These age-old beliefs later gave rise to various stories that spread across the region. But the vampires as we know it today gained prominence in Slavic folklore, where vampires were described as undead creatures who rose from their graves at night to seek the blood of the living. They have the ability to transform into bats, control minds, and feared the sunlight. These stories captivated the imaginations of generations to come, but it was yet to become a significant part of our pop culture. And then entered Bram Stoker with his classic novel, Dracula, published in 1897, and introduced the world to its iconic vampire, Count Dracula, a tall, elegant figure dressed in dark clothing, known for his pale skin, sharp fangs, and mysterious charm that draws his victims towards him. The popularity of Dracula catapulted vampires into a realm of mainstream literature and forever cemented vampires as captivating figures of the night. Later, these creatures flew from the pages of literature and entered the silver screen to evolve further with classic movies like Nosferatu, which brought vampires to life and made them symbols of desire and eternal youth, captivating audiences of all ages. Then in recent times, the legacy of vampires expanded further with the popular Twilight Saga series that captured millions of hearts. But again, is there any truth to the existence of these bloodthirsty creatures? Well, let's not forget the inspiration for these fictional characters comes from the real vampire bats that feed on the blood of other animals. These real-life bloodsuckers remind us that nature itself holds fascinating and sometimes spooky surprises. But at the same time, always remember to separate fact from fiction, as there is no scientific evidence to prove the existence of supernatural vampires depicted in the stories. So embrace the mystery, embrace the legends, and may your encounters with vampires remain limited to the domains of imagination and entertainment.
Trivia time!
Did you know each night vampire bats drink about half their body weight in blood? Yes, they primarily feed on the blood of livestock such as cows, horses, pigs, and even humans in rare cases. Hope you had fun today. Until next time, it's me, Dr. Binocs, zooming out.
Just take this medicine and your diarrhea will be fine.
Never mind.
Hey, little kitty, I got tickets for the latest Joker movie. Interested in joining?
No! Clowns are scary!
Oh, so you find them scary too?
Yes!
Well, today, let's face that fear by answering a weird question. Why are some people afraid of clowns? Zoom in. With their bright colors, big red noses, and goofy tricks, clowns are designed to make us laugh, right? So, why do some people feel scared when they see a clown instead of cracking up? Believe it or not, there's an actual term for this fear, coulrophobia. And while it might sound a little strange, it's very real for those who experience it. But why is that? Well, one big reason people find clowns creepy is their makeup. Humans rely heavily on facial expressions to understand what someone is thinking or feeling. But a clown's makeup, especially the exaggerated grin, hides their true expressions, so you can't tell if they are actually angry or sad. This makes our brains go, wait a minute, what's really going on here? That confusion can make people feel super uncomfortable. Another strange reason is a psychological phenomenon called the uncanny valley, which refers to the discomfort people feel when they encounter something almost human but not quite right. Whether it's a robot, a doll, or a mannequin. Clowns fit right into this spooky category as their exaggerated features like big eyes, huge noses, and oversized mouths trigger a feeling of unease and creeps us out. Plus, clowns' unpredictable behavior doesn't help either. 1 minute they are standing still and the next they are squirting water out of a flower, honking a horn, or pulling an endless string of scarves out of their sleeve. Who may not fully understand that these actions are part of the performance. On top of that, movies haven't been kind to clowns either. Instead of showing happy balloon-twisting clowns, a lot of movies and books have turned clowns into terrifying villains. One of the most famous examples is Pennywise,
the evil clown from Stephen King's It, who haunts children in the scariest ways possible. Even in real life, clowns haven't had the best reputation. In the 1970s, a man named John Wayne Gacy committed terrible crimes while dressing up as a clown, making people associate clowns with danger and horror. And if you think you're the only one terrified of them, you're not. In a study involving almost 1,000 people, more than half admitted they felt uncomfortable around clowns. Most of these people said their fear came from clowns' weird appearance and unpredictable behavior, not from any personal bad experiences. So, what can you do if clowns give you the heebie-jeebies? First, it helps to talk about it, reminding yourself that clowns are just regular people in makeup can reduce that initial panic. You can also try exposure therapy. Start by looking at pictures of clowns, then watching videos, and eventually you might feel more comfortable seeing one in real life. Focusing on the fun parts of clowns, like how they make people laugh or perform silly tricks, can also help shift your perspective. And of course, practicing relaxation techniques like deep breathing can calm you down if you're feeling anxious. In the end, whether you love them or hate them, clowns have a special place in our culture, and they'll continue to make people laugh and maybe scream for years to come. Trivia time! Did you know the word clown has uncertain roots and is thought to come from a Scandinavian dialect? In Swedish, kluns means a clumsy fellow, and in Icelandic, the word kluni means the same. Hope you had fun today. Until next time, it's me, Dr. Binocs, zooming out. So, Kitty, ready to face your fear?
I am ready.
Never mind. Hee-haw! Arriba, arriba, andale, arriba! Hola, amigos. You must be wondering why I'm dressed like this today. Well, it is to celebrate a Mexican festival, the Day of the Dead. Well, not if you're celebrating the Day of the Dead. Why? To know that, let's zoom in. Latin Americans and majorly Mexicans celebrate the Day of the Dead, or Dia de los Muertos, on the 1st and 2nd of November to remember loved ones who have passed away and honor their memories. The idea behind this feast is that starting at midnight on October 31st, the world of the living and the dead become one, and the souls of our ancestors wake up and celebrate life with the living. During this fest, people remember their ancestors by setting up a candle-lit decorated altar in their homes so spirits can find their way back to their families, and by offering some of the favorite food of the departed ones along with items like a favorite book, toys, or musical instrument that were important to them when they were alive. At the same time, on the streets, you'll see people dressed as skeletons and faces painted like skull, mimicking the Calavera Catrina. Not only that, even streets are decorated with life-sized papier-mâché skeletons and miniature plastic or clay skeletons. This is done not just to honor the ancestors, but also to remind themselves that death is just a part of life. Then later, everyone visits the cemetery for a big bash party, Over there, families bring a huge feast to eat as they clean tombs, sing songs, talk to their ancestors, and even introduce kids to their grandparents who were gone long ago. But the most vital question is, how did it all begin? Well, it all began thousands of years ago when the native Mexicans believed that the spirits of their dead relatives returned to Earth once a year to visit them. And according to them, mourning the dead was disrespectful, so they began to celebrate it. Later in the 1500s, when the Spanish invaders arrived in Mexico, they brought their religious festivals called All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day, which were celebrated on November 1st and 2nd. And as these festivals also remember people who have died, the Spanish therefore merged the native festival with theirs. And since then, this colorful festival of death is still practiced every year. And thanks to the recognition by UNESCO and the global sharing of information, the Day of the Dead is more popular than ever before. Do you know which other festival is more popular these days? It's none other than Diwali, the festival of light and victory of good over evil.
Trivia time!
Did you know monarch butterflies play a role during the Day of the Dead because they are believed to hold the spirits of the departed? Yes, this belief originates from the fact that the first monarchs arrived in Mexico for the winter each fall of November 1st, which coincides with this fest. Hope you learned something new today. Until next time, it's me, Dr. Binocs, zooming out. So, tell me, little kitty, do you still find the dead people scary? Never mind.